Hi, I'm Dan, and that's me. I'm asleep. It's 5 o'clock, but don't let that fool you. Some days I get up at 3, other days I wake up at 11. I have no sleep schedule. Man, this is kind of boring. Oh, there we go. Right after I wake up, I'll check my phone, looking at my schedule for the day, which I probably laid out the night before, checking any notifications I got, and putting on some music. After that, I take a glance at my notebook, which has my most important task for the day. Lo and behold, it's time to pee. By now it's probably around 5:15, so I'll make a cup of coffee and check my Twitter feed. Yes, I like pour over coffee, and yes, I can tell the difference, you uncultured swine. Then, it's time for work. My early morning routine is pretty simple. It has been for a long time, but for being honest, I never wake up without hitting the snooze for 20 minutes straight. But in theory, this is what my morning looks like. But you didn't click on this to see me wake up. You clicked on this because you are a lost soul who doesn't have the balls to do the work. In all seriousness, though, online school comes with a shit ton of challenges that most people haven't faced before. But as someone who's been online schooled for most of his life, I feel like I have a few tips and tricks I can share with you. Now, I've actually been struggling a lot this year as well. Being a senior in high school, senioritis has thrown quite a bit of a wrench into my normal workflow. So, a lot of the stuff I'll be saying in this video is really to remind me how to do this as much as it is to help you. With that in mind, let's jump right into it. School. For a lot of us, that word has always been a little daunting for various reasons, but for me, it's the sheer workload that comes with each class. Since we only meet once or twice a week, most of the learning is done through the homework rather than through class time, which can make scheduling one's day particularly difficult. Let's start there. Okay, so most weeks my days look pretty much the same. Now, again, I haven't been doing a great job sticking to my schedule this year. But this is the system that's worked really well for me in the past. So we'll go over that real quick. Now, this might not work for everyone, as always, especially because a lot of my classes have weekly and repetitive due dates, whereas yours might vary on a day to day basis. But I like to batch my classes and the homework for what best fits their due dates. So normally it's going to be like the day before. I like to use the same technique with all my classes. So, i.e., I do most of my physics work on Monday because we meet on Tuesday morning. I like to do a lot of my British literature work on a Wednesday because we meet Thursday morning, and so on and so forth. Probably don't need to, but I'm going to say it again anyway. This is not the schedule I'm following right now. This is the schedule I've always followed. Now, like you, my schedule doesn't exist most of the time, and when it does, it looks nothing like that. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, and be sure to find your own method of doing this because, again, it's different for everyone. You shouldn't even be watching this video because it probably won't help you. I shouldn't say that. Now, the schedule itself, of course, isn't as hard as sticking to it. The biggest thing I've learned is that it's okay to take breaks when you need them. I use the Pomodoro technique, which is where I work for 25 minutes and then break for 5. That usually turns into 15, depending on how good the enemy team is.
No, come on! Damn it. Fucking bitch.
You're not going to be able to work all of those hours, but if you at least get some quality work done during those times, you're going to feel more accomplished and more inspired to start the next project. The mornings are by far the most productive time of the day for me, so I like to push most of my bigger tasks towards the morning hours. But of course, this is going to be different for everyone. Our bodies are more productive at certain times throughout the day, and my advice for that would be to work around it, plan around that, take advantage of it. Work while you're going to be most productive, and then after that point, Just work until you pass out, and then watch Simpsons until dinner's ready.
Hey, Homer, here to try some of my Flanders Punch?
Why not? I paid for it.
Some days are just going to be busier than others, and the biggest thing I can recommend is to not sacrifice your mental and physical health in favor of that work. Obviously, video games should probably wait until tomorrow, but do not sacrifice going for a run or just going to the gym in favor of doing schoolwork. I promise it's not worth it. I've been a scrawny bitch almost all of my life for that reason. I'm just starting to turn that around, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, focus on your health. I promise it. You will not regret it, but you will definitely regret being a scrawny bitch your whole life. Don't be a scrawny bitch. Instead of just working more to accommodate more work, don't be such a perfectionist. I'm talking to myself. Seriously, stop reading every word of the assigned reading just to make sure you got the question or you understood the question right. Just find the answer. Don't overthink it. Don't overperfect anything. Finish the assignment and move on to the next. Trust me, you do not want to sacrifice your health for school. It will completely fuck with you mentally, and it'll just cause you more anxiety and depression. Get up and walk around. I know you've heard it before. There's a reason you've heard it before. Don't sit still that long. Literally do anything. Walk around your house. Walk outside. No, fuck that. Don't walk outside. Okay, now you can walk outside. It's a little bit better with my hat on. Outside is good. Go for walks outside. I'm not even kidding. Obviously, you might not live in the middle of nowhere, but if you have a local park and it's open, given COVID, I'm not kidding. Take an hour. Take 2 hours. I don't care. It's worth the time. I promise. It completely changes. I'm cold. It completely changes how you're thinking about your day. Go back inside. I would add that because most of your in-class time learning that you're used to isn't around anymore, and because you have to work faster to get through the increased workload, I would recommend looking into some learning on the side in whatever you're interested in. Personally, I like learning languages. I spend some time on Duolingo every day, usually in the morning while I'm checking my phone or right before I get started on work after I have my coffee. And I also am into tech and science and engineering, so brace yourself. I spend a lot of time on Brilliant as well. And get this is not a sponsored video. Bet you didn't see that coming. Like, what guy on YouTube uses Brilliant just for the hell of it? That's kind of weird, honestly. It's weird. Food is important. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's basically rule number one. You are what you eat is one of the stupidest things I could possibly say, but it's so true. So my breakfast is pretty simple. I've already eaten it, and I'm not gonna make it again just for you. How entitled are you? But basically, it's gonna be a scramble of 3 eggs, some jalapenos. I like to chop them up nice and fine, and then some ground sausage, and a glass of milk. Always a glass of milk. I also like to keep my lunches pretty simple. Usually I'll do a peanut butter sandwich and a green smoothie. Those are basically all the nutrients in the right ratios that I need on a daily basis. So that's my lunch every single day. In fact, let's get started on that. Start by filling up the blender with water. I don't have a set amount, so it's just kind of water. Next up, of course, is spinach. I put a lot in, but some people put in less. I prefer my smoothie to look a little bit green, and it won't if I don't put lots of spinach in because strawberries. Next up is half a banana. Some protein powder. I use vanilla for my smoothies, but for my protein shakes, it's always chocolate. Then blenderoo. pretty sure you know how to make peanut butter sandwiches, so we'll just kind of skip past that part. I hate myself so much. Oh god, this is not okay, man. Gosh, shit, I did it, okay. And yeah, that's my lunch pretty much every single day. Again, I'm not creative. I'll usually go to the gym around 1 or 2 o'clock to recharge my batteries. I'm lucky to have a home gym, so this is a particularly quick process for me. After that, I'll take a quick shower, work for another hour or so, and then play those video games. Now, my dinners vary day to day. That's my mom's department. I don't normally make my own dinner. When I do, it's almost always going to be chicken fried rice or vegetable fried rice, and a glass of milk always. And I'm not creative, so that's about it. But I guess if I were to generally say what I have for dinner, it's usually some sort of grilled chicken salad, and some bread and a glass of milk. People care so much about morning routines, but the truth is that your evening routine is just as important, if not oftentimes more important. Personally, again, as always, this is going to look different for everyone. For me, after dinner, I like to take my time to work on some personal projects, whether it be writing a few pages in my book, or editing videos, or working on video scripts. Creating shit just kind of helps me keep going in life, so I definitely always take the time for a little bit of work on that. By the time it hits 8 o'clock, I'll wind down with some Clone Wars or more video games. I know I have a problem. Plan out the next day and lay out my to-do list. Scroll through TikTok longer than I should. And then it's nighty night. Thanks for sticking around to the end. This is my first video on this channel, so hey. Also, you can check out my other crappy videos over on my company's channel, The Tomorrow Project. We do tech videos and random updates over there if you're into that stuff for no reason at all. And if you like reading, I've got a few blogs and stuffs. You can find my personal science and environmental blog at daniel.sanskrit.com, link in the description. And you can also check out my company tech blog on our main page, link below as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.